Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to a special Saturday afternoon messages of love from above, where I come back on to finish or even start the free readings. This morning didn't get to any of the free readings, so I'm coming back on to complete those. You'll see there's no chat in this session because I'm not taking any new requests. I'll be back on in about 3.5 hours for my evening session, and then tomorrow morning as well at 11 a.m. Mountain Time if you want to come in and ask questions then. But I won't have any new questions in this one. That's why there's no chat. And then once I'm done, I will post a comment and pin it with the order in which the readings were completed so you can come back on and find your reading more quickly as well. All right, so I'm going to continue to use this beautiful deck, the Naked Heart Tarot. This is what the box looks like, in case you're interested in picking these up for yourself. And here is here's the author of it, Jillian Wilde, Wilde. See, what's not being too clear there, is it? Anyway, but that that's the name of it. All right, and just a big shout out and thank you to all of you that did make donations and all of you that are my YouTube channel members. And then also anyone that purchases any of my offerings that I have, all that's listed in the description box down below. And of course, my wonderful host who allows me to live here free of charge. All that allows me to be able to do this. And that's why I come back on to serve my community, because I'm able to do this. So, and I know not everyone's able to give donations. So, all right, so let's get into it. Let me just move my camera a little over here. There we go. I think I'm in the middle, kind of in the middle. All right, so Minahil was the first free reading. So let's jump in there. And Minahil, you wanted to know here, if my mouse will work, there it goes. What is coming for you in the month of June? All right, we'll definitely look at that. Be sure to check out the June monthlies as well. There's a playlist in my main page if you go there. And it's for each individual zodiac sign. So to get more information, more detailed information on that. All right, so let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know for the month of June? All right, well, look at this. You've got the Innocence of Pentacles, which is a new opportunity that's opening up in the outside world, and the Movement of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands, fastest moving knight out of them all. So it does feel like there's this opportunity that's coming up, a significant one that comes out of nowhere, that it's fast and furious. It's a good positive thing, though, and it's an opportunity that arrives. So I feel like it's an unexpected thing. It's not anything you've planned for, not anything that like you've been working towards, kind of thing. I feel like it's just like this opportunity just kind of falls in your lap out of nowhere, and you're like, where did that come from? And you're like, all right, well, I'll take it. So I like this. So be open to this opportunity that's coming in. And I was going to say, try not to I don't know, dismiss it because it wasn't planned for. Really realize it's coming in for you, and, kind of allow it and go with it and see that it's divine and that it's a great opportunity for you. So that's what I feel is coming in there for you. So many blessings to you, Minahil, for right now. All right. And then Ateshi, you're up next. Ateshi Singh. You want to know SP's current feelings for you. Let's take a look here. One of these two, their current feelings. They're in kind of a weird mood here. Nine of Pentacles is like they really want to be by themselves and be alone. And the Seven of Wands is also this desire they have of wanting to like shine bright, be themselves, be out, be noticed, um, not dim their light for anyone, just be themselves unapologetically. And it's because it's this mixed energy. This is why it feels weird. It's like, well, I want to be by myself, but I also want to be seen. And so I feel like they're not looking for commitment. They're not looking for like specific interactions. I feel like they just want to be out, be seen, be validated in this way, which, of course, doesn't last long at all when we're looking for our validation in the outside world here. I kind of feel like I'm on cricket. All right, there I go. And so I just feel like there's this, I don't know, it's this odd energy. I feel like they want to be left alone, and I feel like it's like a little hissing cat. If you want to get scratched, you know, interact with the cat. Otherwise, I feel like they're just your spirit guides are kind of going, just let them be what they want, and kind of they're in a weird place in their life. They just want this aloneness, but they also, want this it's like a lower expression of a fire energy where I want to be seen. I need to be seen. I want people to like me and want me, but I don't necessarily want anything with anyone. It's just like interesting energy there, Ateshi. So I would almost just kind of avoid it. The energy I'm picking up, like from your spirit guides. So take that as you will. All right. So that's what they have for you. Many blessings to you. And then Kritika Malhotra, hello. Will you go for a vacation in June and July? And it's going to be outside the country or state if you do. All right, let's take a look here. Are you going to go on a vacation? All right. Is it outside of country? Vacation? No. You have the Hanged Man, which is all about hanging around, not going anywhere, being to yourself, um, and hanging there. What's this other one here? You have the Heart of Swords, which is balancing of the head and the heart. So I feel like this is what's going on, like this cocooning. You kind of have this time that's designed for you just to kind of get some balance in your life here. So I don't feel like June and July that you'll be going on vacation outside. I feel like it's a time just to balance your head and your with your heart, and balance your heart with your head, and just have this good understanding of what your heart wants and what your mind wants, and they kind of just come to this nice agreement in this battle that's raging between your head and your heart. Just like June and July is a chill kind of period for you with those cards. So that's what I'm seeing right now based on today's energy. So that's what you have, Kritika. So many blessings. All right, and then Nelia Maderos, this is your free reading. Thank you so much for your donations earlier. And when you want to know Ishmael Perez, he claims he's part of the Galactic Council and he wrote a book. Is he fake or real? What are his real intentions? I'm a member of the Galactic Council and I don't see him at the meetings. And I'm just kidding. But a bunk had you for a minute, right? You're like, what? So let's take a look here and just see what spirit wants you to know around them here. All right. Okay, the cards came flying out of the deck here. All right. We've got the Four of Pentacles and the Magician. Magician is, magical. It's energy. The Four of Pentacles is a solid foundation in the outside world. And with everything, and even with me, I mean, with everyone, when there's humans, I always do everything with a litmus test because, even like the Christian Bible and other spiritual writings, there could be all sorts of stuff, as long as there's a human involved, then there could be a tint of fear. And so you always want to you have like a litmus test of if it's of unconditional love and you feel that's from the creator, it's from spirit. If there's fear involved, then that's of man, and that's some of the controlling mankind energy that is involved in it all. So I feel like there's energy, there's they're bringing through messages, but just everything with a grain. As I told my brother earlier, everything with a grain of jalapeno salt, little spiciness, just everything with a grain of salt. Just let me just, does it resonate with me? Does it feel right? And then if it doesn't, then we don't it's not for us in the moment, and it could be something for us later. But, it's always just what sits with your heart, what sits with your soul is what's important here. And I feel like with that 4 pentacles, it's everything in the outside world is unstable. Eventually, we turn inward and upward for our truth, our connection, our relationship with spirit. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to hit my microphone. So, I feel like there's a lot of truth there. There's a lot of, things that could resonate with you, but, there's always that, just take everything and just let your soul and your heart be a filter and go, I don't know, does that really matter? In the scheme of things, it could be, it's like, if someone says, well, this how the world was created back in when I'm like, could be. And does it impact me for today? No. So I don't need to invest my energy in it. I invest my energy in my connection with spirit myself and, you know, searching after unconditional love, and everything else can be a distraction, and it's all an adventure. And so if we believe something that's untrue, eventually the truth does show itself to us on the inside. So hopefully that helps, Nelia. But that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. And then, Day Sturgis, you want to know what important information should you know? All right. Okay. All right. What do we got here? So you've got the Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. Now, the Six of Pentacles does talk about, being aware of the need to overgive and the rate of exchange you have with your, you know, how much do you feel you have to give to deserve either love, abundance, whatever it is. And I feel like there's that nudge to check into that. If I haven't mentioned it to you before, I do have Take 10 with Zen episode 5 that talks about the Six of Pentacles. It's a playlist on my main page at the very top. You might have to scroll over a couple. Um, but it does tell us about how to balance out that rate of exchange, which allows things to come in. Because the Seven of Wands is like there's this nudge in you to step forward, to be seen, to not dim your light, to express yourself. But I feel like there's a kind of this battle raging inside in the subconscious between what you're worthy of and what your inner child feels that you're allowed to have come into your life. You're wanting this, but the inner child's like, no, 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 we don't deserve that yet. You need to simmer down. So I like this clarity that comes in because there's this freedom, excuse me, that comes with that. So check out that video if you haven't, and if you have, maybe check it out again and just go, okay, how much of is there anyone else that I gave so much to when I was younger and got so little back that I have this belief system of way out of balance, and how can I bring it down to one instead of 1 to 1,000, where you have to give 1,000 love coins to get one back, So I would look into that because there's this freedom that comes and it allows you to move forward with that energy too. So that's what I feel is for you for that day, Sturgis. So many blessings to you. And then Crystal's Day, you want to know whatever comes out. All right. Let me just do this. Take a sip of my coffee here. So sorry there. Clearing my throat. All right. So whatever comes out here. Sorry if I just caused an earthquake hitting the table here. Let's take a look here. Whatever comes out. All right. All right. Look at this. So you've got the Ace of Wands and the Star card here. And I feel like you're identifying this dream come true. You're identifying, like, what is it that I want to accomplish in life, or how I uniquely want to express the unconditional love in my heart with the world. And I feel like you're identifying that with the star. And then the Ace of Wands is you're getting this Shazam, this energy of moving forward here, right? This, like, I'm going to take a leap towards my dream. I feel like I can do that. And I like whatever's opening up here for you, because it just feels like you're in this great time of action and movement and clarity and identification, and you realizing what your dream is, not the dream that someone else gave you to live, but the dream that's within you, and that is your heart wanting to express itself. Not okay, well, this is should what my dream should be. This is like what you've really, really wanted, and you're identifying it, and it's sparking it, and you're wanting to take steps forward in it. And I like that for you. So I feel like that's the important thing is to identify, what it is, and then what's the next step, and let's do it. Let's take action. Let's move forward. And I like that for you. That's what they want you to know right now. So exciting. What is it? What is it that you want to do? I love it. Right. And then Rhonda, hello, hello. So we want to know, what should you know right now? Let's take a look here. What should you know? What does Spirit want you to know right now? Right now. Okay. You got the Eight of Pentacles, which is, movement in the outside world, making progression, wanting to do things, heading forward. You got the Spirit of Wands, which is the King of Wands, and that is about, deciding what you're wanting to do, where you're wanting to invest your energy, and they're very much able to point their magic wand in the direction and their intention and their effort, and they're able to get things done. Can be an entrepreneur energy with the Spirit of Wands, doing things your own way, creating your own company. But the Eight of Pentacles, it does feel like there's this um, progression. It's can be schooling a little bit too. If you were contemplating whether you wanted to go to school for something, or a certification, or nursing school, or whatever, this is very much supported. And the Spirit of Wands is about, I want to, sorry, my leg's falling asleep here. I just need to adjust this really quick here. Sorry. It's an adjustment, right? It's your leg is falling asleep and you're ready to make this adjustment and head in a different direction, right? Exactly all that. And but it's very much supported if you're wanting to do something like that. This is about putting the energy behind it and head it off and doing what you're wanting to do. What is it that would make you feel full? What's stopping you, And if it's like, well, it's money, it's like, well, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of grants and student aid and loans and different things too, where it's like, you know what? Anything is possible, and I'll find a way. If it's something I really want, I will find a way. And I feel like that's the kind of energy that's coming in here, is they really want you to zero in, find the way, and then take action and step towards it. Nothing can stop you except for you and these stories in here, right? So I feel like there is this, let's go, there's so much that can progress, and you can leave whatever behind that's not ready to move with you, because you're ready to go do things. You're ready to go into the cocoon to become a caterpillar to become a butterfly. The caterpillars that don't want to go, it's okay. They don't have to, but you don't have to limit your life and stay a caterpillar when you can be a butterfly, and there's so much more that you can do. And I feel like it's an important time to be really look at and go, what is it that I want to do? And I feel like it's a great uh, time for this for you. So that's what's coming in for you, Rhonda. Rhonda, I like it for you. So many blessings. So sorry. So great court, you are up. Will you get love like in the movies? Will it be worth it, and how? Um, the people in the movies get paid millions of dollars to be in these relationships that aren't real. Those might be available, but I don't think they're legal. So let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know about love here. All right. Yeah. So you got two cards here. You got the Death and Rebirth card and the Temperance card. The love that we're looking for here, we don't find it in the outside world. That's why they're kind of, I almost feel like the Death card is like, we don't find it here. we find it after death. The love that we're looking for, this, you know, perfect relationship, the perfect love is only inside of us. The love we're looking for is inward and upward, right? We come down here in this journey of temperance and these rebirths and these transformations. And in order for us to experience this type of love in the outside world, the world is a place of mirrors. And until we find it in here, we will never see it out here. Makes sense, right? So the more we turn inward and upward and connect to our self-love, that eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms, then we open up and we're able to give and receive that love to the outside world. So, um, I feel this is like the temperance is the patience of finding it on the inside, and then we fill up and it overflows to the outside. Then we experience that love from the outside world, but it's mainly because we're full already and it's overflowing. When we're looking for the love of the outside world, it's unstable, it's temporary, it's human. When a human feels unsafe or out of control, it does stupid things, which means it's not a perfect love. It's a temporary, unstable, something happens, their little inner child triggers, and now they said something, what? And then the battle ensues because our little inner child gets upset at what they just said, and now there's a battle going on, right? So, when we're looking for, love like the movies, we have to understand that that's fake, that's illusion, that's made up. And we only find this love that's loyal and honest and true and sacrificial, whatever, inside of ourselves for ourselves. Like Whitney Houston, written by Dolly Parton. The song "The Greatest Love of All" is right here inside of me. And when I find that, and then I fill up and overflow, then I find it in the outside world reflected back to me. But it's because I have it in me already. So we don't find it out there and then then have it inside of us. That's not the way that emotion and the relationships of the outside world work. So hopefully that helps a little bit. In relationships, we can only give and receive love to the extent that we love ourselves. And so if we don't love ourselves that way, we can't flow that much love or receive that much love from the outside world either, and neither can that person. And so if we find somebody who hasn't worked on their self-love, they're not going to be able to receive or give us a whole lot of love either. And that's okay. When we're finding it inside of us and filling up and overflowing, then everything in they give is above and beyond extra. We're fine. And then we can be with anyone in any relationship, really. But it's the other person that is going to suffer because they're going to be, you're not giving me any love. And you're giving them an ocean of love, but all that's coming through their love pipeline because this is how much they love themselves is drip, drip. You don't love me. So hopefully that brings a little clarity there. Great course. But great question. Many blessings to you. All right. Grace 1111, messages from your heart. Wow. I never had anyone ask that before. I love that. So what does your heart want you to know right now? All right. So we've got the Devil card and the Skyfather, two major arcana. Skyfather's the Emperor in major arcana. And the Devil card represents the cage that our heart is kept in. And I feel like your heart is going, help, I'm stuck in this cage. And the Devil card is like this, it's our shadow. They come to show us the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have made us cage our heart, limited it by these stories because our heart, our emotional child growing up 7 years old and younger was very expressive about its laughter, also its crying and its angry tantrums. And a couple of those were suppressed. You can't feel those things. Laughter and smiling they like from children, but crying and tantrums, no, we're suppressed. And we have these rules that encompass it. And this devil card is like this energy showing us of those beliefs, these long held supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts rooted in fear that we've developed over time. There's this clarity that's coming in with that. And so your heart is going, help. And it's like, see this stuff? We need to break those. And it's like the with the Emperor card, the Emperor is you deciding you're it's like Aries energy of I decide what happens in my kingdom, not this devil. I'm the one who chooses what things mean, what actions I'm going to take, what stories I create. And it's like the your heart is telling you, let's plan an escape. And the emperor doesn't have to plan an escape. They rule over their lives. And so your heart is like saying, take your authority, step into the power where you decide. You don't have to live by all these small t truths and opinions about what things are supposed to mean, how you're supposed to feel, the actions you're supposed to take, and the physical actions you're supposed to take too. And I like it. It's like your heart saying, let's escape, let's release me from this prison. And it's a beautiful thing. So there's this freedom, this release that your heart is asking for, and your mind is under control of your emperor. So your emperor, the sky father, is like, all right, let me just question these things with my shadow. The shadow is for us. It's a part of us. It's like it shakes and rattles our cage so we can see that we're in a cage. Then we can begin to question, why do I believe that about relationships or my abundance or who I'm supposed to be, should be, need to be, and all that. And there's this clarity that comes in. So I like that. The message from your heart. Let's plan an escape. Or in this case, they're like, hey, Emperor, I don't even have to plan an escape. You're in control. You can just order them to release me. So it's stepping into your power and claiming your power to release your heart. And I like that. Right. And that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. And then smooth life, you'd like a spirit message. All right, let's take a look here. What spirit wants you to know right now? All right, look at you. You got the Earth Mother and the Innocence of Swords coming in here. So the Earth Mother is the Empress in the regular, and the Innocence of Swords is the Page of Swords. So there's this energy of a new way of thinking here because the Page of Swords allows you to see things from a higher perspective. But the Earth Mother is creation and creativity, but also Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, where it's these thoughts of I'm going to say like putting yourself first, and decisions to be made, seeing things from a perspective where your opinion matters, what you're wanting in life is as you're coming into these decisions to be made. It's like your spirit guides are saying, don't sacrifice yourself, all these things that we're taught growing up about, put everyone else first, and anything's left, you can have the crumbs, but give everything else out. It's like, no, the greatest gift you can give the world is a healthy, full, overflowing you. And though in the beginning, some people get a little cranky when you stop giving to everyone else first. But when you're doing that, you become exhausted, you become resentful, a little bitter. And the water that they're getting is, they're sucking the life force out of us because we've, connected straws and said, drink of that. And then so they are. But when you take away the straws, they're like, hey, what are you doing? But you clog up all the straw holes and you become a chalice instead of a barrel where people are feeding off of you. You change all that and then you become a chalice. There's no way for people to, for us to tap people in because no one can tap into us. We can only allow them and we give to them, right? There's not no such thing as like energy vampires. There's only vampires that want our energy that we're like, here, go ahead. Otherwise, we have to invite them, right? And if we don't invite them, they can't do anything. And same thing with this is like you're a chalice, you get to fill up, and then everyone else gets the overflow. So I like this for you, putting yourself first, decisions to be made, allow it to fill you up, and then everyone else gets this delicious overflow that tastes so much better than those bitter barrel waters. So that's what they have for you, Smooth Life. So many blessings to you. Okay, and then soul searching vibe. You want universe's guidance for your connection with the Pisces. All right. Let's see what's going on here. What is, oh, okay, their guidance with the Pisces. Yeah, you've got the 10 of Swords and you've got the movement of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is looking at things from a different perspective, a higher perspective, the quest for seeing higher truths. But, the 10 of Swords, they're not dead. This is a rat who or a mouse that's exhausted, trying to live up and trying to people please and live up to everyone's expectations. It's exhausting. And so that's like the guidance they're giving to you is, let the expectations go, when we're expecting them to be someone or for us to be someone, it's like we clear away everything because when we have these expectations, it's sucking the life out of us, sucking the life out of interactions because it takes so much, and we have these many expectations. Look how much energy it takes up just to get to ground zero. But if we take expectations and just nothing, who someone is we can look at their abundance. We can have gratitude and focus on who someone is instead of with expectations, we tend to focus on where's the lack, who is someone not being. And I feel like in your interactions with them, they're saying to drop those expectations, clear away, or look at the gratitude for who they are, look at the gratitude for who you are too, and what kind of interactions you have already. Because if we're focusing on what's lacking and missing, that energy just grows that lacking and missingness anyway, because our energy like attracts like. So if I'm focusing on something's not happening the way I think it should be, guess what happens? Um, I'm telling the universe, I want more of that. So they give me more lack, they give me more missingness, they give me more wanting, not having, but wanting. And so there's this clarity that comes in with all of that. So hopefully that helps with your journey there, soul searching vibe. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings. All right. And then Starfall, you want to know what's coming in love for you this month. All right. Be sure to check out your June monthly as well. And you can look at the water element in that reading and also your Venus. Whatever your Venus sign is, if you check that, that'll tell you all about your love life as well for additional information. So let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about love for this month? All right. So you get the Naked Heart, which is a card exclusively for this deck, and the Full card, which is a brand new journey and adventure, free of expectation, free of supposed to be's, and there's this world of possibilities that comes in. The Naked Heart is like, this allowing your heart to be free in the combination of these two. And it's fly out of the darkness and into your light is what this little lunar moth tells you in this Naked Heart card. But it's like there's this journey of freedom, this journey of allow your heart to be free, and when it has a lot of rules around what love is supposed to be and who am I supposed to be with and should be and who am I supposed to be in the relationship and all this stuff, we have so many rules around love that it pushes it away, because we get into this wanting of love and this missingness of love. And when our energy focuses in on all that, it pushes it slows things down meeting any faded relationships, but it also makes it very difficult to have a higher vibrational relationship when we're focusing on lower vibrational fears of this is who they're supposed to be, I'm supposed to be, blah, 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 all this small t truths, right? So I feel like they're just saying here that you have an opportunity for love to come in, and but it requires the start of this new journey, this that's free of all of the supposed to be's and expectations. And it's like your heart going on an adventure without any rules, without any guardrails, any intentions. It's just about finding the love within your own heart, filling up and overflowing, and then moving forward and seeing what your heart draws in. The more you turn inward and upward and connect to higher vibration, the more you bring in higher vibrational relationships. The more we're in lower vibrational, we draw in those events and those people, those relationships, which lower vibration rooted in fear means betrayal. It's such delicious betrayal, fights, jealousy, insecurities, all that good stuff, that we come here to experience. Nothing wrong with them. But when we're ready for something different, then we turn inward and upward, connect to that high heart, that naked heart, whoa, and allow ourselves to fill up and overflow with that. And then that changes our whole perspective. The outside love changes from something that's lacking and falling short to something that's full and overflowing because we're filling up from the inside first. So hopefully that makes sense, Starfall. But that's what's coming in there for you. So many blessings. All right. And then Lynx Lee, what's coming into your love life? Love is in the air, evidently. It is one of the biggest things, one of our biggest adventures. This entire life is like a journey of worth and love, of, moving from low self worth and low self love on our journey back to higher self worth and higher love. So that's why so many of our questions and concerns about life are around our worth and love, right? That's what they have here for you. So there we go. So you've got here, so you got the 10 of Swords. And so, the High Priestess is this card of the High Priestess. She steps back and she connects higher to the higher realms. But it's all about kind of taking the time to step away from things, to discover. She dives deep into her emotions too, behind the veil, to understand things, into the subconscious. And the 10 of Swords is about realizing what of our, thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets, these small t truths around love, all these rules. It's exhausting trying to live up to all those, trying to find all those in the outside, trying to be all the things we think we're supposed to be when it comes to love. And so, what's coming in your love life right now is pause. It's time alone. It's reflection time. It's journaling time. It's trying to dig inward and upward and go, what am I fearing around love? And discovering love of the outside world won't fill us up, that we find what we're looking for inside. We don't stop wanting what's in the outside world, we just stop needing it. And so there's this change of energy that happens with this self-reflection that is coming your way. And the wonderful thing is that when we're ready, um, which meaning when we've raised our love vibration and our heart is ready for a different type of relationship, instead of doing what we've always done, we're going to be doing things differently, and we're going to be drawing in people who are different. And then you have this ability to feel this love that's above and beyond extra, instead of always falling short. And so there is this period here, with that, where they're having you step back and, do that. And if you're interested in a book that, can help with all that, we're reading this in the Praying Mantis group right now. Deepak Chopra's The Path to Love. It's spiritual strategies for healing. Amazing book around finding our self-love and thus real love in our lives, instead of the human hunger zombie love, where instead of brains it wants love, a zombie heart. That's new. I'm going to bring that in. When our zombie heart wants not brains but love, it's a not a real love that it's hungering for out here. It's a zombie. It's like rejuvenating and finding this love in your heart. And it changes things. So, but that's a really great book if that resonates for you there. All right. So many blessings to you. And then Pinky, anything you need to know. All right, let's take a look here and see what spirit feels you need to know right now. Sometimes it's got to be some of my spirit guides in here. You know what I'm saying? All right. So you got the Two of Cups, which is important relationships entering your life here. Got the Sun card. So there's a bright light and a victory that's coming in here. Leo energy a little bit too. So some fire energy. There's some passion there. There's some childlikeness of looking at it with open eyes and open arms at the possibilities of what love can bring here for you too. And just feel like there's this, it's the sun shines a bright light on every area of our life, and I feel like they're shining your light into your relationships. And in some way, I feel like you're realizing emotionally your emotional energies, both what's pushed down and what you're investing in people. And it kind of feels like almost Eight of Cups energy where you're preparing for a heightened relationship. If you're in one already, I don't think you are though. But preparing for a deeper relationship with someone you're with right now or with someone who's going to be coming in here. And so you're gaining back a lot of your emotional energies so that you have this great storehouse of emotional energy to be able to give. So I feel like it's an important time to really kind of evaluate, where am I investing my emotional energy and outwardly and inwardly, and you're gaining a lot of it back through, this inquiry and this reflection of things. But it's preparing you for this relationship that's coming. Very important relationship. Imagine it's romantic, with the energy that I'm feeling. Doesn't have to be, but definitely it's about a heightened type of relationship, and it's requiring a lot of beautiful emotional love energy. So it's bringing that back and to yourself. So that's what's coming in for you, Pinky. I like it. Many blessings to you. And then Goldie, you want to know, how will your future spouse be? All right, let's see what little tidbits of information are they willing to give you here. All right. So you have the Temperance card. So they're a very patient individual. They don't rush, 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 rush. They know that good things come to those who wait, and that if you take your time with it, this temperance is about alchemy. You take a base metal, and as it develops and goes back and forth, it turns to gold. So it can take time for things to turn to gold in there. They're willing to work and have it unfold, and so I like that, very patient. And then the Heart of Pentacles is the Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, the birthing card. And what I feel with that, I mean, they're very much a nurturer, and they take care of themselves, so they don't sacrifice themselves. So they've got a good, strong, healthy confidence, not arrogance, but confidence in who they are, and then knowing what they need to self-care. And I like that because they don't feel like, oh, everyone has to give to everyone else until you're, sick, and then you spend time on yourself. No, they understand the importance of self-care. And because they care for themselves and they have this heightened self-love and self-worth, they're able to give and receive love in a greater way too, which is great. So I feel like a very supportive individual that's sure of themselves, not arrogant. Arrogant is, I'm better than everyone else. Confidence is, I know who I am and what gifts I have. Right? If I feel like, oh, I have gifts that are better than everyone else, arrogance because we're comparing. But when you're just sitting, going, I know what I am able to do and who I am. This is who they are, and I like that. So a little bit of tidbits for you. That's what they have for you there, Goldie. So many blessings to you. Right. And then angel blessings. You want to know who is coming with a marriage proposal. All right. Take a quick sip here. I know what they're showing me. Have you ever seen is it Cat on a Hot Tin Roof? Is that the one where they have matchmaker, matchmaker, make me match? Oh no, maybe that's Yentl. It could be either one. Could actually be both. But that's who's bringing a marriage proposal. The matchmaker. No, no. All right, let's take a look. Whoa, all right. Cards are flying here. All right. So you've got the Devil card and the Judgment card. The Judgment card is your higher self calling you to this higher place and this new way of thinking. Devil card too, is about shaking and rattling of long held beliefs. And it's someone who is outside the norm, someone who is not what would normally be socially acceptable for you maybe, or even familial, but because that's what the devil card is, the shaking of these long-held beliefs, and, the judgment card is this see things from a different perspective, and I like that, and that kind of comes in to the movie, and this makes sense now more too. This was Cat on a Hot Tin Roof because he had 3 daughters, and he wanted to have his older daughter was gonna marry this baker, they were doing the matchmaker to have this, because then they would, their family would be taken care of. It was like, it was always, transactional. But she ended up falling with love with someone else, and he's like, "Oh God, okay," and he let her marry who she wanted. And then the second daughter, he was like, "Okay, you're gonna do this," but she fell in love with a rebel or whatever, and da 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 da. Da. And then then the third daughter, and so there was all this. The daughters were ending up wanting things that were against their tradition, tradition. And It's a very fun movie if you ever want to watch it. But I mean, it's a serious movie, but it's funny in it amongst it too. Old movie. But I feel like this is who's coming in. It's someone that's not traditional, very different, and it's like the heart loves who the heart loves, right? So allow that. But that's an idea of who's coming in with that. And who knows with the devil card energy, that's Saturn, Capricorn energy. So they could have Capricorn as well. All right. So that's what's coming in for angel blessings. And then QD, you want to know, do you have a future with a Leo? So I mentioned a love future with a Leo. Because we could have a future of being a nemesis and in that. Ooh, with the 9 and the 10 of swords, this, of course, doesn't look very pleasing, right? But this is all about having to get past fears and expectations in a huge way in order for there to be a future with the two of you. Both of you would have to let go of a lot of your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and shoulds and supposed tos and needs tos and musts, because otherwise there's just going to be disappointment and battles that come in here. So and it takes both of you letting all that go, because as long as we have this long list of things that they're supposed to be and I'm supposed to be and how the relationship is supposed to be, it sucks the air out of a relationship of any kind. And so it's like taking these things uh, and releasing these things that are sucking the life out, then allows life to be blown into the relationship. But until that stuff in the noggin gets squared away and taken care of, then it doesn't, very difficult to move forward and unlikely with that. So that's what's coming in for you there, cutie. So many blessings too. Hang in there. And then a new 3, you want the June month for you. So of course today's the first day of June. We've got June monthlies available too on the playlist. So be sure to check those out for additional information. And you've got movement happening, 2 nights coming in. You have the night of emotion and you have the night of wands of passion and excitement and energy. Go, 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 move, move, move. So I do feel like there is this, both of these are questing after love and energy and power, but I do feel like there is this quick movement out of nowhere. There's like this love interest that just shows up out of nowhere. It's like, who are you? Where'd you come from? It's like unexpected in a place that you wouldn't expect. Totally someone you wouldn't expect. There's a lot of unexpectedness. Excuse me, that is coming in here. I didn't mean to yawn. Sorry. It's these clouds coming in, and I ate, and I'm just like, I'm ready for a nap. But it's very like, so like you're just feeling very relaxed, and suddenly there's this energy and this passion and this emotion that comes in out of nowhere. So I feel like there is this great opportunity for a love interest. It's love. It's not just interest, you know, physical and energetic attraction. It's emotion too. There's like this spark that happens. So I like it. There's great possibilities of that happening. For more information, definitely check out your June monthly. And if you're with because this is love, if you look up your Venus and your moon sign, if you look at those will also give you more information regarding those. So I like it. All right. So that's what they have for you in Nusri. Many blessings to you. Right. And then MMC, you are up. Why does Paul dislike me? Well, probably because they dislike themselves. Because who could not like you, MMC? Yeah, I see here. So you got the Three of Pentacles, which is about being true to your authentic self. Um, some of this is about, again, when someone doesn't like us, however anyone feels about us, it's because we're a mirror and we're reflecting back to them something that they don't like. When anyone goes, I don't like you, three fingers pointing back at them. They don't like themselves. And so there's something in you that they don't like seeing about themselves. So I don't like this mirror showing me that. So if you look at it that way, you're like, oh, okay. This Three of Pentacles, I feel like you are really true to your authentic self, and because you're true to your authentic self, they see it's like their mind is screaming at them about how about their unauthenticity. Non-authenticity, they're not being authentic. And so they're showing them where they're not being authentic in their lives. And so they don't like that because you're a reminder of that in them. Also, I feel like you might be just kind of someone that has some really good balanced energy. Maybe you celebrate and joyful and, have that kind of bubbly energy. And they're like, your happiness is showing and reflecting and showing and reminding them of their unhappiness. And so I feel like those are a couple things that are triggering in this lifetime, but there's also the Six of Cups, which is some past life energy that's bubbling below the surface that has nothing to do with this lifetime at all, which is bubbling up and down there and bubbling below the surface. They're not conscious of it. It's subconscious energy that's existing down there. I did a reading for a friend who's they were having it's like their children's stepmother just from day one had it out for and they're like what and even trying to reach out, trying to be cordial, trying to all this, they just had this hatred for her. And she was like, I don't know where it came from. When we did past life readings, there was we did a past life reading between the two of them, and they had these lifetimes where she busted her out all these lifetimes, even sent her to jail in some cases. And we're like, oh, because it was just felt unnatural of like, why do they just have this spite for me? And so I feel like some of it is past life energy coming in there, but also I feel like there's also those other reflections that are coming in that are showing that too. Right. So that's what they have for you, MMC. It's about them, So just realize that, okay, this is about how they feel about themselves, not me. Anything I'm feeling about them is my triggers, something I can look at. So if I dislike them or there's something I don't like about them or something I fear about them, that's something I can look at for me. So, right. So that's what they have. So many blessings to you. And then Happy Pill, you are up, and congratulations once again for being one of the Zen Cricket winners. And you want higher self and future self messages. So higher self and future self. And if you asked that yesterday, this sounds familiar. I did answer that yesterday. So if you want to check that out for more information, be sure to do that. So higher self, you got the Four of Cups. You got this emotional stability coming in here. Let's see what the future self is. Yeah, in the moon. So they're coming in together here. They wanted to join their message because emotional stability with moon energy, such a huge thing. I have a water moon in Pisces and a ton of water and a water trine and um, not trine, a grand trine and this other stuff in water. So moon energy, hugely impacted until I realized it and knew all this stuff. You know, you're very empathic, you have a huge heart, you're very influenced by the moon too. And so the moon changing signs every 2 to 3 days, like Pisces last couple of days, Aries next couple of days. We went from this spiritual, in-depth connection to spirit, everything to fire, 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 go, go, go. And so if you aren't aware of this, you can feel like you're emotionally unstable, right? Where one day you're fire, the next day we go into, and not next day, but then we next go into earth, and then we go into air of the mind, and then we go into water of the emotions, and then we go back to fire of passion and energy, and then we go back into groundedness and earthiness of earth element, and then we go back into the mind. We're up in our heads, and then we're into our emotions, and it like, gosh, I feel like I have a multiple personality, right? And so there's this great awareness that they're bringing in here about follow the moon signs. You know, you can either get a book like, let's see if I can do this without having things fall over the place. Of course, I had it buried. So we've got, like a daily planetary guide. And in these, it does have like there's, it talks about all the moons. Oh, it has the moons all down the sides, telling you what moon it is in, when it moves, and all the other planetary energies. And something like this actually has a place in the beginning that talks about all the moons and all the different planetary energies too that influence you. Um, but definitely something to um, you know, look at, and you can get a lot of free information online too. They have a lot of sites that if you can just look at it every day, they wouldn't even have email reminders maybe, but you can just go, okay, what's the moon in today? Oh, the moon is in Aries. And then you can just Google moon in Aries and you can say, oh, look at these energies or this and that and whatever. And you're like, okay. And then you can do a moon journal and track how the moon impacts you. But this helps you obtain this emotional stability because when you realize, okay, this is what it is, I don't feel like, and I'm not fearing I'm losing my mind or, why am I so emotional? It's like, oh, it's a Pisces full moon, no wonder I'm so full. So watching the phases, watching the signs of the moon, I feel is an important message to you from both your higher self and your future self. They're like, yeah, this really helps us all out. All right, so that's what they have for you, Happy Pill. So many blessings to you. And then, Julie, you want to know any significant events for this week? All right, let's take a look here and see what we've got here. Any significant events for this week? All right. All right. Well, you do have something that on the surface feels like a disappointment. And you have the Heart of Swords, which the Heart of Swords is the Queen of Swords. She balances the head and the heart. And here's the heart and all these swords, the head, right? The brain, the thoughts, the beliefs, the mindsets. So there is a significant event that happens that, like I said, it feels disappointing. Something you really wanted, something that you expected that didn't get. And what's great about it, I know it doesn't seem like, oh God, but it's important for us to experience these pricks in our heart because when we get those, they're triggers that are happening and they're making us aware of these cages that we have our heart in. They're making us aware of these triggers that are below the surface that will keep going off again and again and again. But when we're realizing it, we can dismantle it. There's this freedom that comes with it, and we don't feel controlled and imprisoned by it anymore. And so I feel like whatever this big disappointment is, it's able for you to look at the fear that's below the surface of it, at the root of it. And then you're like, oh, okay. Freedom releases you from a lot of different things. So I like it for you. And I know at first it's like, oh God, no. But then on the other side of it, we're like, all right, I see why I wanted this to happen for me because it does set me free in a lot of ways. So I like it. And that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you, Julie. Right, and then Dollface Diva, you're up. So a general for next week. What does Spirit want you to know about next week? All right, and that one. All right. So you've got that Innocence of Cups, the Page of Cups coming in here. And, this energy here of the Page of Cups combined with the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is like you choosing to go a different direction. This Page of Cups, this Innocence of Cups, I kind of feel like love is entering your peripherals. And I feel like there's someone maybe showing romantic interest, but I feel like what it's like your tastes have changed, like a caterpillar goes from wanting to eat leaves and becomes a butterfly, it wants nectar. Screw the leaves, I want nectar. And I feel like this is what's happening. I feel like there's this romantic interest that's you're becoming aware of, but you're like, you know what? Like a year ago, I would have been all over that and been open to a relationship and pursuing it. But and it has to do with like um let's say neediness, like someone who needs someone, and it's like, being attracted to strays and fixer-uppers, used to be there because I wanted to be needed, I needed to have this hero energy, but then, when I and as you're growing your self-love and your self-respect and your self-worth, you stop being attracted to what you were attracted to in the past, and you're just like, that's okay. Actually, what used to attract us almost turns us off, and I feel like that's what's happening this next week, and you're realizing it, going, "Wow, my tastes have changed," and I feel like it's a great indicator. It's a great feeling when you realize that in your life, and you're going, "Wow, I didn't think I had changed that much, but I have," and it's a good thing. So that's what they have for you, Dollface Diva. So many blessings to you. And then Jeep, you had your free reading request, and you asked for a general for August. I think you actually donated for that too, but we'll see what else. August does feel like that big movement month. They're showing me all the card, or not all the cards, but I'm seeing the Eight of Pentacles. I think that was one of them there. Six of Swords. I just seen a bunch of different movement, and changes that were coming in there for you. So let's see what else we have here. Yeah. So you've got the Strength card coming in here. And so you really are the courage and the strength that's kicking in. Here's that eight. So yeah, the eights. Um, it's a month of courage. It's a month of stepping forward and leaving behind all the expectations that you had before. You're like, I'm tired of trying to please everyone else, and I'm stepping forward and doing what I'm wanting to do. Even these two cards came out with the Six of Pentacles, this balanced, equal and receiving, and the Five of Cups, the transformation of emotion. It's like what you feel your worth and the emotions that were behind everything. I just feel like it's a such a transitional, transformational month where things just click when you're realizing I deserve more than this. I don't need to give so much to deserve so little. I deserve. That's a great word for August. I deserve. Wow. And that's a beautiful thing. I deserve to be able to live where I want to live. I deserve to love who I want to be, practice whatever I want to practice, worship whoever I want to worship, have the job and stuff that I want, live where I want to live. So like all this, I deserve this. I deserve it. And it's not arrogant, it's not um victimish, it's and not entitling. It just feels very um self-empowering. That's a good word for it. I just feel like it's like, wow, it's time. It's time for that. So I love that for you. So a little extra. I deserve. That's what the month of August is for you. All right. So many blessings to you. And thank you again for all your multiple donations. I really appreciate those. Right. And then morning, you are up. So DR's thoughts about you. Uh-oh. Remember, their thoughts about you are a lot about their thoughts about themselves. We'll see how this comes through here. Yeah. You know, so on one hand, the star card is they really see you in a lot of ways as a dream come true and, all meeting all this criteria of what they feel like they really want in their lives that would make their life feel full. But that 9 of wands, the monkey is trapped behind this wall. It can't get to that because it doesn't feel like the monkey is not worthy of the star. So they've got this barrier that's coming in here, and so even though they've got these thoughts of like, "Wow, you're really so many wonderful things about you," there's this internal things holding them back, and it has nothing to do with you, has to do with them and the deservedness that they feel they have for themselves and their self-worth, so it's keeping them behind that where they can't move forward on it. There's nothing that you can do for that. That's something that they have to deal with on the inside because that's their subconscious inner child of stuff happened way long ago when they were 7 years old and younger. So that's like outside of your jurisdiction. You can only focus on what's going on inside of you. Talk to your inner child about your worthiness so that make sure you don't have any force fields up, but that's, you know, theirs is theirs and yours is yours. So even though they have these thoughts of like, wow, they really think highly of you, they can't move past any of that because there's a force field, right? So that's what's coming in right now for that. So many blessings. And then Benita Nelson, you are up. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. And you wanted a general reading. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so got two cards coming in here. All right. So you've got the 9 of wands and the ace of wands. And I like this because the 9 of wands, like we were just talking about, normally is a barrier. And there's something that you've been beating your head up against. Usually there's someone in there with a bandage on their head, which means they've been hitting up against a wall over and over and over and over again where they got head injury, right? And it's like, I'm trying to get through this and I can't. There's something inside, something that was bubbling below the surface that had been holding you back. Well, this ace of wands, it's like sometimes you'll have like 9 wands and someone's removed one, and it creates the space for you to step through. And this is what this is telling me is with this ace of wands is that you're stepping into your power. You're realizing what this thing is, this energy that's been holding you back, these energies of feeling worth or worth less. And it was below the surface, bubbling, bubbling. And it's been showing its ugly little head. No, it's a cute little head. It's been showing like a whack-a-mole. It's like, oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. And there it is. And you're like, okay, so that's what this is about. And stepping into your energy and realizing, what I'm doing with that energy. There's also this awareness with that Ace of Wands that whatever I'm focusing on, I'm growing, right? And part of what holds us back is we don't realize that my energy that I'm focusing on is actually like drawing, like attracting, like. And so, when we're focusing on things we hate and those things get bigger, we're like, okay, I get it. I'm making it bigger. I get that, right? Or fear, like, oh, I'm fearing that. Oh, I drew it to me. Oh, I'm fearing that I'll leave my life. Oh, I repelled it. Okay, my fear is the energy. But there's also the things I feel I'm missing in my life, even the things I'm wanting in my life. When I focus on the missing and the wanting, my energy tells the universe, I enjoy missing things that or other things. Can you make me miss it longer and more other things? Sure, right? And wanting, like I tell the universe, I really want that. I want that. I want that. It's like I'm telling the universe, I enjoy the wanting feeling. So can you keep it from coming in? Because I want it. I want to feel wanting longer. How we change that is, of course, we ask the creator, going, "Hey, I would really want this." And then we present it, and then we don't keep presenting that. We start focusing in on the higher vibrational energy instead of the lower vibrational energies of fear, hate, missing, and wanting. We focus on unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and gratitude, and we start picturing in our mind's eye having that thing and how does that, what's the story of gratitude around that? And what's that feeling of having it and the gratitude I have around that? And all my energy and my physical actions, and even writing out in my journal or a gratitude journal, the things like if it's let's say it's love, like I want love and I haven't had love, and the love I want, and it keeps feeling like it's escaping me because I'm wanting it and keeps getting pushed away. I make a journal. I start thinking about everyone that I've loved and been in a relationship with before, all the things I loved about them and the things I love about those things in a relationship. And I'm having gratitude around those, that I'm telling the universe, I really love having that. And then that's what is drawn to us. And it can be job, it can be education, it can be for child or whatever it is in our lives. But it's that change of energy that's so important. So that is what I feel is coming in for you right now. So that's what we have, my dear. So many blessings to you. Good to see you. All right. And then Nat, you are up next. So why did David come back into your life after 20 years? What did you do, Nat, to deserve that? I'm just kidding. Why? Why? Karma? Fear drew him back in? We got the Nine of Swords, which is nightmare and insomnia card, and the Naked Heart, which is the energy of the heart and the drawing of the heart. So, you basically, people don't just appear back into our life kind of like, oops, they tripped back into our life. We always cross each other's paths and other people's paths on purpose. And I feel like with the Nine of Swords and the Naked Heart, it's to bring up some fears that were there bubbling below the surface that you may not have, you've hid well or were pushed down so long ago that now they're resurfacing with the resurfacing of them in your life. And you're like, okay, so the triggers that are popping up from it, you wanted them to come back through here so you could release this from your life, right? I do feel here with the Earth Mother, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, this is for you, for the nurturing of yourself, and for you to be able to look at those things and transform those things, so that they don't carry on forward. I don't feel like necessarily that there's this, you know, destiny of like the Two of Cups. I just pulled it open in the middle of the deck. I don't feel like that there's this, romantic relationship to be um, done. I just pulled the Queen of Cups too, which is this, below the surface, this past life connection, these, coming back from the past to show you these things that you want to see about yourself so you can release them. I feel like there's someone else further down, further down, yeah, that will give you like the 10 of Cups kind of energy of this joy and this happiness. So I feel like they're coming in here to bring those things back to the surface so that you can release them and let them go so that they don't come into the future relationship that's coming. Right. So that's what they got for you there. So many blessings, Nat. Hang in there. All right. And then we have Madam Bird. You're up. I can't help myself. I just can't. I love it. All right. And you're very welcome on your previous reading. And then you said you see yourself getting married near the beach or the shore area. Do you see that happening? And when? What month? All right. Let's take a look here. So, are you going to be married near the beach and shore area? Let's look at that. All right. That'll be that. And then when and what month, if there's any additional information. All right. We'll see what that is here. Okay. Well, you got a turtle, 6 of swords, movement, movement across water. So I do feel like, yeah, you definitely do get married near a beach or a shore area. And in fact, I feel like you fly somewhere to get married over water to get there to the beach, wherever it's going to be at. Because with the 6 of swords, it is movement and it is, like I said, movement across water. And you got a turtle. So turtles are on beaches and shores. These type sea turtles are, you know. So you definitely, that would be a confirmation of that. When and what month? You got the 3 of Pentacles. So I feel like this is like a March uh, month that comes in with the 3 being here and the 3 of the outside world with the 3 of Pentacles. So, and the 3 ants are marching, march. The ants go marching 3 by 3, hurrah, hurrah. So I feel like March because I'm hearing that in my head. So a March date is the marriage is when the marriage happens. Maybe not next March. It could be the next March after that, but um, yeah, I definitely see that there. So that's what's coming in, Madam Bird. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Ankita, you are up next. Let me just grab some more of these over here. And hang in, everybody. We're getting there slowly but surely here. Let's see, we've got those. Yeah, we still got a couple handfuls to go. All right. So, Ankita, will your cousin's brother, who is missing for 2 years, um, will he be found? All right. Would your cousin's brother still be your cousin too? I don't know. Sometimes there's weird family things. I know. Let's take a look here. So, will they be found? What can you tell us about this here? You know, with the 5 of Cups to the 6 of Cups, I do feel here that they will be found. The 5 of Cups is movement of, from spilt cups to higher vibration, which is kind of this resolution of emotion. 6 of Cups is my past life childhood type of energy. And I feel like that they will find it, with it being past lives. I feel like they're probably not alive anymore. Um, they've gone on to their next lifetime, their next adventure, but I feel like their body will be found or they'll find out who, where they're at, you know, but but I don't feel like they're here in this realm anymore. They've moved on to other things. So that's the whole thing about past lives. If you realize how many lives we've had, it's like, um, if you have to put a quarter in every time to play, I guess these days it's probably more than a quarter, but like a video game versus you have it in your garage where you can play as many times as you want. You don't care. Life isn't so like, oh, it's precious because I paid $1 for it. It's like, oh well, I lost. Let me try again. Playing whatever. So it's that kind of energy that's coming in, and I feel like they're okay. I feel like that's like their energy going, I'm fine. I have moved on. I'm on to other things. So, but I feel like there is some emotional resolution that comes, and I do with that five of cups to 6 of Cups. I feel like it's in the next 5 to 6 months. So by the end of the year, I feel like there's going to be some information that comes forward that helps them find out where he was. So that's what's coming in for you there. So many blessings to you. And then Alice, you are up. So, what do your angels and spirit guides want you to know about work? Ugh, I'm worried about my job performance and how the company thinks you're doing. All right, let's take a look here. 2 cards came flying out. Yeah. So you got the 5 of Swords, and I see here the conflict between the head and the heart, and the Heart of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, which is about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, birthing, creativity, harvest. And I feel like if you will, um, like when we're in fear, we don't give our best because we're in fight or flight mode, and we can't give our best. We can't, because we go out of our intelligent mind and a little 2-year-old, and it's, I got to feel safe and in control, and we panic and we miss things. And that's why, I know when I was a manager and I would give people feedback, I would always try to bring it in a way that it's no big deal, because really it's not in the whole scheme of things. Even though I'm like, if you do this enough, you'll be fired. I don't, you want to tell someone that, because then they're just gonna mess up in other ways. Instead, I'm just like, hey, so this is something let's work on this. What do you think we can do for this? And what can I offer? Can I sit with you and let's talk about this? Let me show you some ways around this. And then it just changes it, because they were like, you know, didn't even realize that it was something that could lead to termination eventually, because then we just self-fulfilling prophecy. When you're like, you know what? I'm going to do the best I can. I have the best I can offer. And I'm going to, if it's a good company, then they're going to try to give you the tools to make you successful, not to try to get rid of you, because it's expensive to advertise and recruit and all the background checks and the interviewing and the training and all that. It's an investment, and most companies don't want to just get rid of people. They want to try to do their best. Good companies. And if it's not a good company, then if they fire you, thank goodness. Then you can go find one that's better. But I do like this, this energy that comes in here, because if you will allow your heart and your head to stop battling and support one another and nourish yourself and look at how, what you have to offer, instead of focusing your energy on the fear and the worry, and focus on gratitude and attitude and what can I change, to make my performance, and ask questions and go, where I'm, there's so many things that you can do. Like, if you're not doing well in an area, you're like, um, I noticed so and so. Do they do well in that? And they're like, yeah, they do really good in that. You're like, can I shadow them? Can I sit with them, or can I shadow them and then them shadow me, or whatever the kind of job that you have? And there's different things that we can offer to try to make it. And if you are, especially if you're proactive, going, I feel like this is an area I struggle with. Can I get, like, is there someone that can explain it to me, and or can I shadow someone so I can see how they do it, and a couple people, so I can see some different ways of doing it, and they're like, yeah, I can do that, and they'll appreciate that, right? So, mother nature, mother nurture, what can I do, and where do I feel I'm not doing well, and I'm going to ask to try to improve that or whatever, right? And if you're, um like, the whole thing is, as if a company isn't supportive of you, why do you want to be there? I know it's money, I know this, but there's so many companies in the world that need help and want people, to work for them, especially if you're in the United States. There's a, job short, employee shortage almost. So it's like you can go different places and find, individuals that, they'll give you so much training and so much support too. So just some stuff with that. And I feel like, that the way you think that they think about you is not, close to that. They have different attitudes. It's just we have our fears, and so we see it in a different way. So hopefully that helps a little bit there. But yeah, identify what you feel you want to work on and present it to your boss, and then they're going to be like, "Damn." They probably wouldn't say that, but they're like, "Dang." All right, yeah, look at you. So I like that. So that's what they have for you, Alice. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Vidi Jalan, you are up. So what is in store for you in love for the month of June? All right. Be sure to check out your June monthly as well. And if you want to check out your Venus sign, whatever your Venus sign is, for the June monthlies too, that'll give you input and insight into your emotional love as well. Yeah, looks like you have some really, really big clarity coming in here this month, because the Seven of Swords represents like your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that cheat you out of things, and that deception, and maybe there's some fears about having people who are deceivers and cheaters, and what happens when we do that. By my experience, my personal experience, when I had so much fear because I went in growing up with having your spouse or partner cheat on you, because that's what I experienced in the emotions around me. When I got into relationships, by golly, what do you know? I attracted people who cheated. But it was for me because it also allowed me to see things from a higher perspective, to cut away these fears and thoughts and beliefs. And then there was this transformation. I really liked post what I learned post relationships being cheated on, is that I was cheating on myself with others. And that's the deception starts here and makes its way out into the outside world and reflects back to us. So when I was looking for my self-worth out here, cheating on myself, my capital S self, looking for my worth out here, then I ended up being cheated on because I was well, my experiences being mirrored in the outside world. So I feel like there's some great ahas and some awareness that comes through there in that for you. So I like that. So, and I don't necessarily feel like there's like love coming in, you're experiencing people cheating on you, and that I feel like it's a month of seeing it, thinking about it, dreaming about it, transformation, so that it's preparing you to let those things go so that you don't have that kind of energy as you go forward as a relationship comes in later. So I feel like it's more of a experiencing and seeing it in the outside world, not so much like you're in a relationship with it there, if that makes sense. Right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Deepa Sankla. I'm probably murdered that last name. Sorry. I do see like 4 questions here. And for free readings, I just do one per session, just out of fairness. So let me see here. Well, it looks like 2 of them were the same, about someone being a destined loyal life partner, and should you give them another chance for marriage, and then a general reading. So what we'll do is I'm going to bring it down to the reading of, obviously it's like you want to know here about this individual. So we'll pull one card about, is it, let's see what energy comes in. If you give them another chance for marriage, what does Spirit want you to know about the outcome of that? All right. Okay. And then, are they destined to be a loyal partner for you? Let's ask that. So I think that'll give you the goods here. All right. If you give them another chance, there'll be sensuality. There will be birthing, and like I said, it's very passionate kind of energy. There is this, you know, let's jump to the chase here, because you got a loyal life partner. They got a lot of passion, the 8 of Wands, a lot of passion. Um, and what I feel like what your spirit guides with this Earth Mother, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, taking care of you, is if they want another chance for marriage, then I would set like a 3-month going, well, I'm not sure, but I tell you what, why don't you court me for 3 months, and we'll see what happens at the end of the 3 months. And if they're like, 3 months, no way. Thank you. There's your answer. If they're like, okay, and you want to consistently see them over 3 months, and you want to see how they treat you and how they act, let them show you who they are, not tell you who they are. And, this 8 of Wands, this passion, I just feel like they've got such a libido. They have such a strong desire. It's like they have this belief that physical interaction and passion is what makes them lovable or not. And so they have this belief that that's this intimacy, and if they don't deal with that, then and they don't discover their self-love inside, they'll keep looking, and the intimacy you have in marriage won't be enough. So I feel like you can give them another, if you do, 3 months, minimum, proving to you who they are, showing you who they are, not telling you who they are. And then, really, I don't know if they counseling or something regarding their I don't it's not like sexual addiction, but I feel like it's on the verge of that, where they do some inner work to realize that their worth and their lovability doesn't have to do with that. There's so much more. And I feel like whatever happened to them when they were younger, that this is what created this, concept and this belief inside of them. So you can give them a chance. There's no shoulds on the spiritual side. There's just different you know choices with different outcomes that are just different. There's not right or wrong, just different. I'm going to pull one extra card here for you. What if you don't give them another chance? Because we did the what if you do, but what if you don't? Yeah, I mean, if you don't, you have the sun card coming in here. So there's joy, there's celebration, there's abundance if you don't. Which means I feel like you find someone else down the road that is just makes your life feel like it's full and overflowing, as well. Things may not be as they appear. As I'm looking at the window and I see a shadow of the roof, and it looks like someone's walking up on it, and I realize the wind's blowing and it's a tree, and I'm like, who's on the roof? Things are not as they appear, is what came into my mind. So, all right, so that's what they have for you, Deepa. So many blessings to you. All right. Thanks for hanging in, everybody. We're getting there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. 6. We've got 6 more. So hang in there, everybody. We're almost done. And then after I'm done, I will post a comment. All right. So we've got me. Hey, me. ME. It's me again. I love that. Am I to be, are you to be fearful of your ex's reaction? He's becoming clingy and making it hard to get out of the house. I'm not smearing anything in his face, and you're driving to meet your friend. Of course, it's like, should I fear? Only if you want to. If you want to grow fear and attract it, then go for it, right? Because it's all about our energy. If I focus on gratitude instead of fear, then my energy changes my world, right? Um, so I feel like, you're, um, if you start having gratitude and focusing your energy on, spirit saying, thank you for protection. Thank you for removing you know, my fears, and thank you for, you know, what you love about your life. When you're focusing on those things, then that'll change the atmosphere around you. It's like our energy will create storms or create peace. And so being aware of your energy is an important piece of all this. Yeah. I don't feel like you have the high priestess, which is being, just use your gut instincts and your empathic abilities, not out of fear. But she steps back into her high priestess temple. The Eight of Pentacles is movement forward, victory, leaving behind what doesn't serve you here anymore. And I like this. The Eight of Pentacles is like you've been in a cocoon becoming a butterfly. Your ex is a caterpillar. Butterfly has to go do butterfly things. Caterpillar needs to do caterpillar things. And so it's time to leave behind what no longer serves, right? And to just see what happens, because I know your ex lives with you, and it's like, well, you know anything that you can do to remedy all of the situations, can just ask spirit and have thank you for creating ways for me to um, be on my own, be living on my own or out of this situation. Thank you for revealing those to me, for creating the way, opening the path. I'm grateful that you are my protector. I'm grateful, not protect me. I'm grateful for your guidance and for your protection, and that you're always with me, creator. And when we change that energy, that's what changes. And it starts things circling. All that Eight of Pentacles are all these cogwheels, cogs, and all that changing and things happening in the outside world. But it does represent this energy of leaving behind the caterpillar, because you're ready to go do butterfly things with butterfly, not be drawn back in the caterpillar going, I don't want you to fly. You need to stay here. And you're like, I got to go do butterfly things. And so, you know, they can't make it hard to get out of the house if, unless you allow them to make it get hard to leave the house, right? And again, it's the when I have fear around something, I create the energy of it. When I start having gratitude, going, thank you that I can come and go with ease. I'm so grateful. And as you have that gratitude and joy, and you just feel that energy, it changes everything. And then you see the surroundings change too. I love that you're stepping into your power and you're really beginning to see how much your energy influences everything in your life. And I like that freedom. So I like it. I like it. It's in your power. You're the one in control. You're not at the whim of someone else. So I like that. All right. So many blessings to you, me. And then Ashvin Rai, you need some career guidance. All right, let's see. What does Spirit want you to know about your career right now? All right. Look, you got some new opportunities coming forward here. Ace of Pentacles and the Naked Heart. So follow your heart. We probably talked about this before, but this is a special card specifically for this deck called the Naked Heart, the Tender Heart, the Tended Heart Warrior. And it's about connection, purpose, higher self. And this Naked Heart's message to you says, I radiate at a pure vibrational level, calling in all that I need at this time to stay in alignment with my path. The universe is highlighting my gifts and asking me to trust myself and my intuition. And as I listen to what my heart needs, my natural essence comes forth to be nurtured, and I innately connect with my calling and purpose or career, right? Comparing myself to others does not serve me, will only knock me out of my flow. I was given the exact proportion of amazing. Otherwise, I would not exist. My path may not always feel easy, but it will feel right. And when I shine bright, I'm the spark to someone else's light and I inspire others. This little Luna moth on the card whispers to you, you are brave and beautiful. Fly out of your darkness and into your light. And if you feel disconnected, the reverse meaning of the card is I ask myself, is my ego leading my path instead of my heart? So if your ego is leading you on your career path, this is about new opportunities. Connect with your heart. What does your heart want? And when you connect with your heart and you discover this is what I want, new opportunities open up because that's an alignment. And you'll just see things just open up for you. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for you right now, Ashvin. So many blessings to you. Right. And then HTTPS, any messages from your spirit team? Oh, you're for your free one. Yes, I get it. I get it. Let's take a look here. All right. Yeah, I mean, you have this clarity of this calling coming in here. You got the judgment card, which is your higher self calling you to this new place, this higher place. seeing things from a higher perspective. Both of these cards do that here. You got the King of Swords, which the King of Swords is all about. They roll over the sword suit. They get a second portion of air, which means they're the master of communication, higher learning, wisdom. Uh, and I just feel like there's this nudge here for a calling. You get this quite a bit, right? Of schooling, new training, teaching, but I feel like this is about, is there something that you want to learn, something you want to go to school for, something you want to get certification in, or something like that? Don't let money stand in your way, this feeling like there won't be enough. There is this that you've got this dream, your higher self is calling you, so they're going to make sure that you have everything you need for that to happen. They're going to open the doors, give you the ability, whatever it is, to have it happen. But it's about taking the steps towards it and identifying it. But you're totally supported and moving towards whatever this calling that you feel drawn in your soul to go do, whether it is, I want to be a surgeon, or I want to be a masseuse, whatever it is. It's like the ability to do it and make it happen is there. Don't let these beliefs and feelings of lack um, rule and hold you back. So I like that. You are supported. Right. So that's what they have there for you. So many blessings to you. HTTPS, and thank you for your donation earlier. All right. And then Shirley Mador, you are up. Hi, hi, hi. So you want to ask, what is the person on your mind's current feelings and next actions? All right. If I think you asked it yesterday. And if this is a different person on your mind, cool as well. If it's the same person, we'll still pull cards. But for more information on them, also listen to that one. I did complete them all yesterday too. All right, so let's take a look here. So the person on your mind for this reading, what are their feelings and next actions? All right. So, there's a lot of, with the moon card, there are a lot of emotions below the surface here. So they definitely have a lot of, but it's hidden. It's like there's a lot of hidden and unknown emotions and things below the surface. Their next actions, we've got the Eight of Swords and the Sage. The Sage is the Hierophant, which is like their higher self calling them to try to see things from a higher perspective, the capital T truths of who they are. And even the Eight of Swords is about them questioning their thoughts and their beliefs around life and, what's been blinding me, binding me, keeping trapped, keeping me, restricted. And so I feel like their intentions here, I feel like they're trying to figure them out with those cards. I just feel like they have these fears of the past, these fears of rejection, fears of, the other foot dropping, blah, blah, blah. They got all these things that have restricted them in the past that they're trying to move past. They're being drawn to try to see things from a different perspective. But I feel like they're in this, who am I and what do I want in my life kind of transition or questioning period. So I don't feel, quite honestly, Shirley, that they know what their next actions are. I feel like they're in limbo in a way, trying to figure all the things out with these thoughts and these beliefs, but they got a lot of hidden and unknown emotions that they push down and they keep it down there. And there's a lot of unknown things with them too. I feel like there's a lot of unshared secrets and different things that you don't know about them either. So I don't know. I haven't got a good feeling with the individuals you've asked about lately. I just feel like maybe we need a new fishing pond. These fish have three eyes and legs. What's going on with these fish? I don't know. They don't seem I don't know. Something's going on. Is it near a nuclear plant? But I don't know. It just feels like, and it could be, I think we talked about when it's like people who are unavailable. What is that telling you? You're drawn to, it feels like there's a lot of people that when we start drawing in a lot of people that are emotionally unavailable, mentally unavailable, and things like that. It's like, okay, what's going on inside of me that this is mirroring? Because I'm drawing these individuals into my life, but they're all mirrors for me. What can I learn about myself? Otherwise, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and getting what I'm always getting, which I know that feeling. So at some point, I'm like, "Oh, I get it. I see the pattern. Oh, this is about me." I went through that, so I totally get it. But so that's what they have for you right now, Shirley. Shirley. So hang in there, my dear. Many blessings to you. And then Yanvi Gavandi, spirit messages. Let's take a look here. What does spirit want you to know right now? All right. Oh, ready. Okay. So, in preparation for a significant relationship, and it can doesn't have to be romantic, but it can be. But it's a very important relationship that's coming your way. The Five of Pentacles is something that they kind of just want you to look at while you're preparing for this relationship to come your way. Because these are feelings. The Five of Pentacles. It's just Five of Pentacles is about these feelings of lack, being left behind, being left out in the cold, being abandoned, not having enough, right? And so it comes down to like our self-worth and our worthiness of receiving. And when we're looking and defining our worth by how other people treated us, when we realize, oh, these humans out here, the reason I felt abandoned is because I was depending upon them for my sustenance and my livelihood and even my love and whatever. It's usually when we're younger, right? 7 years old or younger, that they went into fear and they abandoned me. They pulled back from me. And those are the feelings we have when we're a little child going, I've been abandoned, I've been punished, I've been ostracized. And we hate that feeling. And so, but we have this fear that people are going to do that again to us in the future, especially as we get older and we're like, oh, these people are going to do this. When we realize that it's the creator, it's spirit, it's the spirit world that brings us the eternal unconditional love. They bring us what we need in each moment, not maybe absolutely what our ego wants all the time, but we always will have what we need in the moment. Then we're able to not depend on this person and have codependency, but realize I have everything I need inside that allows me to have this equal giving and receiving relationship where it's two adults instead of it switching into a codependent relationship of parent child, which those don't turn out too well. Right? The giver, the enabler in codependent relationships becomes exhausted and resentful, and the person on the other end, the giver, I mean the receiver, the taker, in the relationship, because the enabler usually doesn't let them give a whole lot back. They end up giving out to other people, other things, other situations, and that kind of causes the relationship to blow up. So it's important to look into this equal giving and receiving, and any kind of codependent tendencies, looking at the root of those things, because it helps transform it to where you can have adult to adult relationships instead of always ending up being the adult with a child, a human adult. I'm sorry, a child in a human adult's body, and it's like, ugh, those don't turn out well. So I feel like that's what spirit wants you to kind of just peruse and review and see what resonates there for you. All right, so that's what they have for you, Yanvi. I have a playlist called Take 10 with Zen, which has some great helpful materials on there. If you go to my main page and at the very top, you might just have to scroll once over to find that playlist, but there's some helpful things in there, especially episodes 4 and 5. Even though it talks about fated events, it talks about the Six of Pentacles in there too. All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings. All right. And then lastly, but not leastly, we've got Piyu, Piyu. And you wanted a reading for when will Tony contact you? All right. So let's take a look here. Will Tony contact you? And if so, when? Let's take a look here. All right. You got the Two of Swords coming in here. And the Two of Swords is like someone being in the a crossroads and they're going back and forth between their head and their heart. So they're contemplating it, but they haven't made a decision yet. That's coming in here. The Earth Mother is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, which is a lot of energy of you being with yourself. And so as of right now, I feel like they're leaning towards not contacting. And um, it's about you doing what you need to for you and nurturing yourself, giving you the attention, you the love, you what you're wanting, and letting them figure out what's going on there. I kind of feel like they're just going back and forth and back and forth. And when I get those messages, I mean, trust me, I was there several times, going, "Oh, I hope they choose me. I hope they choose me." But later in life, especially where I'm at now, I get this big Bretta Zen energy that comes in, which I feel is being ignited from your spirit guides going, if they're not smart enough to like go, you are the obvious choice for me, then they don't deserve you. You don't want to be with someone who's stupid. If they don't can't figure that out, then I need someone smarter. And so I feel like that's where this Earth Mother energy is coming in is like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to nurture myself and I'm going to do what's best for me, which is no, thank you. If you can't realize that I'm the best thing for you, then you're not the best thing for me. See ya. I will decide for you. I don't need to wait around with it and you decide. If you can't decide, that's the decision right there. And I feel like that's where your spirit guides are nudging you is to go, if there's all this back and forth and blah blah blah, you're like, you know what? I need to be with someone who knows who they are and what they want, and that's okay. You go do you. I'm gonna go on this direction. So I feel like that's what's coming in there for you, right? All right, so many blessings, and thank you guys so much for all the patience and waiting to get to your free readings. I'm so grateful for you, and thank you for all the thumbs up on the videos. When I'm done here in a sec, I will type out all the names and the order in which they were completed so you can find your reading more easily. I'll be back in an hour and a half, yeah, for my evening session, and then also again tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So until I see you guys again, remember every second of every day of your life, you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.